Well, as we heard earlier, work begins today to carve up the fairways of one of the most popular golf courses in the Southern Hemisphere, Moore Park in Sydney. The controversial move to reduce the course from 18 holes to 12 is to create more public green space for thousands of apartment dwellers who live nearby. And joining us to discuss this on The Debrief today is Maddie Larson from Triple M in Brisbane and Nick Kelly from the Hot Hits on the Hit Network here in Sydney. Hello to you both. Look, it's got angry golfers certainly, pretty hot under the collar today. But there are a lot of people, guys, who say, we need more parklands for all the people who are living in that area as the population continues to grow. I'll start with you, Maddie. Do you think it's fair?
Yeah, I do actually. I mean, as much as I love golf, also I think parkland is really important, and I think that might upset a few people as this is something that's been controversial for months, but I think it's not just something that you're seeing in Sydney, but also across Australia. Up here in Brisbane, there was a lot of talk in regards to Victoria Park with the golf course going there to make way for the new Olympic Stadium, and also 2/3 of that to include parkland that's accessible to the public. And I think it's really important. Sadly, at the same time, we did see in Brisbane a lot of people's weddings cancelled and upset golfers. But I think at the end of the day, you pay paradise to put in a parking lot. Let's reverse that.
Well, Nick, do you agree, or do you think that, are you on the golfers' side that, at the end of the day, we shouldn't be reducing holes on these courses?
I've never picked up a golf club or a driver or whatever the hell they call it in my life, but I do think there is a necessity to have spaces for golfers. As someone who lives literally 2 streets away from Moore Park Golf Club, I feel like there is already enough green space around this particular area of Sydney.
Okay.
It is very heavily, densely populated housing around the area, a lot of student accommodation around there as well. But there is a lot of kind of free space that already exists. And when you're walking past the golf club, even if you're not using it, it actually feels like an extension of that green space already. It doesn't feel like it's been kind of swarmed by golfers.
Yes, well, for those who might not be familiar with the area, Sydney's Centennial Park, one of our biggest parks, is right in that precinct as well. So there is parkland around. Okay, let's change topics now. Burger chain Grill, it's flipped on its racy superbuns burger ad. There's been a bit of backlash from female staff and also the workers' union on this. Here's the ad right here. They've said that, using women's bodies to sell a punchline as a punchline for burgers, isn't okay. But are we getting a bit too politically correct? I mean, is it a marketing fail? What do you think, Maddie?
I think it's important to note that there was also a male version of this ad where it used a male bicep and it was up like this with the burger on the bicep. So I guess you could say it was sexualising the male body as well. But I think what was different when I looked at these two ads was that the female one that you just had up earlier, the woman's bending over with the burger on her bottom, so I think I can see where that is a bit more sexualized compared to just placing it on top of your arm. When it comes to diet culture as well, I mean, we're seeing a massive influx of protein this, protein that, which as a gym junkie, I do love that, but I do think about kids and whether it's something to consider, especially when we're seeing social media giants crack down on diet culture online. So I think classic advertisements should probably consider the same thing.
Yeah, but Nick, pardon the pun, no buts about it. It's got us talking about it, which is probably exactly what they intended when the advertiser pitched this as an idea, correct?
It's brought it back into my mind, but it doesn't make me want to eat a burger when I look at that ad. And I think as well, this is coming from what has been quite a socially responsible burger chain for quite a while. They do a lot of work in terms of fundraising for the community in the particular areas that they work. But the ad itself, I just don't think it's a very good ad. It doesn't make me want to eat a burger, and I suppose at the end of the day, that's what a good ad should do, right?
Well, we have talked about them for now a couple of minutes, so they have got a bit of free advertising today. This last one's causing a bit of turbulence, particularly among couples. There's a real divide here. An Aussie influencer's video documenting her long-haul flight is drawing attention because she's revealed her boyfriend bought himself a first-class ticket at the nice end of the plane and left her in economy. So people are saying, is this on? Is this fair? I mean, Maddie, what would you do? I think it's every man for themselves when it comes to travel personally these days. If you can get an upgrade, go for it.
Oh, no way. I think I have to disagree with you. I think, having done that long haul flight from Sydney to London, both on my own and also with a friend, I would much prefer company over first class tickets. I think I would prefer to be with my partner in economy than to be first class. I understand that this influencer did buy her own ticket in first class, so they were still both in there, but separately. And I think I would be questioning why my boyfriend doesn't want to spend time with me for 23 hours and questioning whether he's really that committed. But I don't think it's the type of flight that you want to raw dog, if that makes any sense.
Yes, well, maybe he's up, I'll leave that one. He's maybe up the front, you know, with the eye mask on, Nick, and just, you know, sound asleep. I mean, you don't really need to sit there and chat for 23 hours straight.
Especially when you've just been on a multiple week holiday all around Europe hanging out together.
Things are thin enough at that stage of the trip.
Absolutely. I am so with you, Sal, that it should be every man for themselves when it comes to a flight that costs $30,000, $35,000. Also, she is an influencer in her own right. She earns enough money herself. She put on this how to make content course a few weeks ago and charged $250 a pop. She's making coin. I reckon it's every man for themselves when it comes to this.
All right, so chivalry is definitely dead in Nick's case. Maddie, still being traditional there. Thank you both for your insights today. I'll see you at the front end of the plane, the pointy end, one day. See you guys.
Thanks, Sally.
Thank you.